So with that, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic. All right, there's a difference between profit and cash. So profit is what you see on paper. It is the accounting terminology, it is all of the data being thrown in. It's very specific to dates and time frames and where you're pulling information from. And it's all accounting jargon. And although your profit and loss is a really important tool to see if you are profitable or if you are throwing losses, it's really just seeing the information and understanding it. But what that profit and loss statement says isn't necessarily anything related to what is in your bank account, especially if you are a company who is reaching that million or more, even 500,000 or more. You're now getting into time frames where money coming in and money going out is really completely different than what your profit and loss says. So yeah, that's kind of the difference. The profit is what's on your P&L and the cash is what's actually in your bank account. They move differently and they don't actually match all of the time. Okay, so sure, great. Why don't they match? Well, when you're large enough, you're no longer on a cash system, you're on what is called an accrual system. And with that, that runs into where those timing differences happen. Perhaps you have longer jobs and you take prepayments on things, you take deposits. So perhaps you have collected money in February, but you aren't starting the job until June. This feels like you have cash, but you don't actually receive it. Same thing with inventory. You purchase that inventory, it is out of your bank account, but perhaps you haven't utilized it yet, perhaps you haven't billed out the client yet. So it is just sitting there as an asset for you, but you cannot do anything with it except for build something. And until you do that, it's kind of useless to you. Debt payments. This is one of the bigger ones. So debt payments are not shown on your profit and loss. This is your up and down and sees what your actual net worth is within your balance sheet. But because those debt payments, those principal payments aren't actually shown on the profit and loss, you could be showing a very decent sized profit. However, all of your cash ended up going to all your debt repayments. And so at the end of the day, you still feel really strapped. And of course, the timing of income and expenses. So, what does it mean feeling profitable, but you are actually feeling really broke? What if you sold $50,000 in this month? Okay, so you have collected $50,000 and that's sitting on your profit and loss. However, you still have $20,000 that is unpaid. So you've collected $30,000 and that's in your bank account, but $20,000 is gone. But your profit and loss still says that you have collected $50,000. It doesn't feel great because that's not what you're actually seeing. And then you have to pay expenses of $15,000. Plus you have to pay a loan payment of $10,000. So all that $30,000 got eaten up. You have $5,000 less. Your profit and loss says, okay, well, I should have much more than that. And it doesn't, like, that's where the bank account feels really strapped, but on paper, it looks like you are making money. You can't spend money that you haven't received. How do you fix it? This is the biggest one, and I hope that you guys take a moment to really review this. So the best thing and where to start is to really just look at your cash flow. Look at it weekly and get familiar with it. See the money coming in, see the money going out, building out perhaps a forecast, a 4 to 12 week forecast. You can start small. Perhaps it looks like, okay, what's happening next week? And then maybe the next week you're looking at, okay, well, what's happening in 3 weeks from now? But really taking that moment to look in your both the bank account and also in your books and merging them together to create the actual story that is happening within your business. Second thing, speed up collections. Everybody loves to receive more money. The only thing I would say about this is be mindful of, yes, collecting money up front is great, but if you are collecting money in February and you don't do the job until June, you just need to make sure that you're holding on to that money for the expenses that may happen in June, because If you get to June and you've used up all of that money, well, then you're going to feel even more strapped. So just be mindful of the speeding up collections. Slow down unnecessary spending. Really review all of your expenses. What do you need to do in order to get to your safe space within your business? Perhaps that looks like consolidating employees. Perhaps it looks like those infinite subscriptions that we have. And just really line by line, kind of reviewing your expenses. Do you need it? Do you not need it? Doing this audit, it's great to do it at least on a quarterly basis. And then creating a buffer. So you want to start with at least 1 month of your normal expenses. So you're definitely your operating expenses, and then maybe like 50% of what you normally do for your cost of goods sold. And then from there, once you get that 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, but you really want to bring up yourself to about 6 months of general expenses so that you are able to navigate through your highs and lows, because those lows feel really tight. But when you have a buffer that you can pull from when you have a bad month and you need to then kind of pull the levers and move somewhere else, well, you have that and that security, so you don't have to fire everybody tomorrow and make rash decisions. Being able to have that buffer has more level-headed decision making with you. Cash management is a habit, it's not a report. And yeah, just taking control of your cash. A healthy business really manages profit and cash. So your profit is really important. It helps you get those hire things into your business, that bank account, being able to hire people, but it's not enough. It's being able to have that cash flow knowledge and understanding the ins and outs of the business, and yeah, keeping that business alive, because cash is king. It really is. Small changes can equal big stability. So it's not necessarily you're not going to be perfect at it today. You're not going to be perfect at it in a week. But as you go along and are looking at these different reports on a more regular basis, you'll become more familiar with it and more confident in making those decisions. All right, guys, that's it. So today, I hope this gave you a little bit of nugget to go over. If you're still unknown and are just wanting some extra eyes on what you have in your books, please reach out to us, help at All Accounting LLC. We really love to see businesses thrive and really grasp what's going on with them and take control themselves. But we're definitely here to be your accountability buddy. Make sure that you are showing up for yourself and showing up for your business in the right ways and moving forward. I hope you have a great weekend and excited to see you next week. Enjoy.